Heard from my viewers that some of their girlfriends, they're mad at their boyfriends because they're just, they're watching my channel.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be in freaking bikinis and shit, so we won't get in trouble. How about that, girls? Huh? She gonna walk in, she gonna see this, she gonna be like, what the hell, you look on boobies? You look on boobies on me? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm looking at some boobies, but I'm doing it for you, honey. Yours are better. Hey, guys. Thanks for coming to my channel. But why aren't you subscribed? Okay, and today we're gonna learn how to date a Filipino. Woo!
So folks, you might know Angel and Fritchie from my other videos. Today we have a new girl on our panel. Please welcome Lauren.
Hello, my name's Lauren.
All right, Lauren. So today's topic is...
She looks like she's half white, half Filipina, maybe. I don't know. She speaks like a North American. It almost sounds like there. Hi, my name's Lauren. Just seemed not very Filipina-y. Filipina-y? Is that a word? I don't know, but I'm gonna say it.
Is about dating. So, ladies, please define dating here in the Philippines because it might be different from the Western countries.
Well, for me, there are 3 types of dating.
3
Wow, this getting specific.
types.
yeah.
Okay, didn't know that.
Let's start with number 1. Number 1 is dating just for fun. Don't do that. Come on. We need to care about each other's feelings. You know, it's our youth, but like, we need to like focus on love. Let's just cherish it. That's what the world needs. So yeah, don't just date for fun. Date because you love someone. You know, you love yourself. And then number 2 is dating to heal yourself. Come on, right?
Wow. Okay.
Sometimes we really do need to heal, but we can heal by ourselves. We don't need other people, be dependent on other people for us to heal, you know?
What is happening right now? Why is she going into all of this? I don't know, guys. And she's like really in it. I'm like, to me, I'm like picturing her like some hippie woman. Just in there like, we need to heal, you know? Like, you need to like heal the inside, and then once it's healed, blossom your flower. That doesn't make sense. You can bloom your flower outward, and your pollen will attract all the bees, which are the men. And that's what will happen. So you need to pollinate yourself. I don't know what the I'm saying.
Okay.
We need to be ready when we love someone. We need to be healed first before we love someone, before we get in a relationship. And then number 3 is dating to marry. Which I am currently into. And of course, the rest of us will love that as well. And of course, all the women, especially in the Philippines, dating to marry. Is there a number 4?
She also does not sound like a Filipina. Like, she doesn't have the typical accent. She sounds like just a Western woman. I don't know, guys. Maybe you're picking it up. But to me, she just sounds like typical Western woman.
Well,
Is there a dating scam?
I don't know. Maybe other girls do that. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone's an angel here, but definitely this one is. Okay, so do you guys want to be wined and dined? Like, do you want it to be the first date in an expensive restaurant, or is coffee okay with you guys?
Of course.
Yes, coffee is
Coffee?
I love coffee.
Okay, yeah, me too. Who do you think should pay?
Okay, hold on. Before they move on. Now, what I've heard from people when they don't like coffee, they say they don't like the coffee date, like from women, is because it actually makes them more anxious, because I guess coffee, the way it interacts with your body, right, speeds up your heart rate, all that jazz. So they're saying that it makes their anxiety worse. That's why they prefer to go for a drink. It brings them down, so it relaxes them more. And I think that is a fair point if you're somebody who's quite anxious.
During your first date. What are your thoughts on, paying the bill?
Maybe it's the person who initiated.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For me, I'll go with split, because I want the guy to think that, oh, I'm caring as well. Like, oh, don't worry. I want it to be equal because I want to like have that chance with him. I think
Okay.
guys like that. They comment below because like we want to know.
Okay.
Like, I mean, if a guy takes me out and he pays for everything, I want to say no.
Okay.
Let me at least help you because you know he would think like, oh, she's so sweet. That's plus points. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab that opportunity.
But what if he insists?
Well, then I'll let him, and I'll make sure next time it's on me. It's always,
Okay.
it should be like that.
Give and take.
Give and take.
Okay.
How about you? Do you prefer the guy pays the bill?
For me, it depends on the situation because when you're on a date, a guy tries to impress you, and you
Okay.
also want to try. You also want to try to impress the guy. So the guy wants to pay the bill, and you also want to have the bill split into two. So it really depends on the situation. But if the guy insists, and as Lauren says, he initiated it, then it would be fine. But it also would be fine for us girls to have the bill split into two.
For sure, for like the first date, I think it
Yeah,
should be like
the goal.
established. Like
Yeah.
maybe if like the date was really casual,
Yeah.
like a coffee date, then
Yeah.
you buy your own coffee,
Yeah.
and it just
depends.
depends.
It depends.
It really depends.
That's kind of confusing. I understand they're trying to like manage it and they're like, well, we offered a split. It's all. I think the sentiment is nice, but if you guys know anything about me, because you've watched my previous videos, I don't want no woman paying. I want to pay for her because I feel like it makes me feel good. It makes them feel good. It's something that I can do as a man to provide for them, and I relish that. So I don't want any woman paying for me. Unless it's like my birthday or something special. If it's a shitty date, I agree. You definitely split because you're not planning to go back. But if you actually like the person, don't split it. Just pay for them. It just comes off better. Like there's no risk and there's no like negative point because you don't know them well enough to know.
So what about dating multiple people at the same time? Is it okay, or do you need to tell all the guys you date that it's not exclusive?
Okay, I already know the answer to this. I don't know what they're going to say, but every single Filipina I've talked to says it is not okay to be talking to or dating multiple women at the same time. They hate it, and they all try to like claim you. So I don't think you can do that. They might say different, and if they do, I'm calling bullshit. Or they're very westernized. I don't know.
Let's say you're being courted by a guy,
Yeah.
and then what would you feel if that guy is
Okay.
courting other girls as well?
Okay.
So,
I
like,
think it's okay to see people at like a friendly basis and everything, but if you really are like serious and like liking at one person, then like make it
Exclusive?
Yeah, make it exclusive. But sometimes they don't like reciprocate.
Right,
So
right.
then it's like okay, then I have to keep my roster open. So you know.
okay, so as long as not like, okay, this is like exclusive and we're like planning babies already, so you're open to seeing other people.
Yeah.
Okay, would you be honest about it? Although thinking of it, like going on a coffee with a guy, like, oh, by the way, before we talk about serious stuff, I'm also seeing other people. I think it's kind of awkward, right?
Yeah, it is
so I was
awkward.
like,
Yes, I think I would be honest because like I'm always honest, and if it comes up like in that way, then if they ask like, oh, like, are you still seeing people, or like, how serious are you, like, to start a relationship and everything like that, then you like give them your honest opinion.
how about you?
Okay, I agree with where she's going with this. You don't volunteer the information, but if it comes up in conversation, like, are you seeing somebody else? Just be honest about it at that point. And then be like, well, look, if we're going to be exclusive, then I wouldn't be. But we haven't had that conversation. Until we have that conversation about being exclusive, I'm going to see other people. But once you have a conversation, then you're like, okay, I'm not going to do that.
Fritch, is it okay to date multiple people? Like, what if the guy would say, yeah, I'm seeing other girls too, as a Filipino, would you be okay with that?
For me, it would be a no as a Filipina because what I tried is like talking to multiple people,
knew
but
it.
it's not like the what we call dating. It's just like really talking, just some random talks, and then you will sense that the guy is interested.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it's
So you
not
date like one at a time, like getting to know this guy. If it doesn't work, then move on?
yeah, as what Angel said, there's like you date for fun, I like talking to people, but when I sense that this guy likes me and the other one likes me, who I like,
What if they
between
all
them,
like you?
it's between
Who
who
you'll
among
choose?
them is
No,
what I really like.
No,
Have the
I
time.
agree. I think like what I mean with like the dating is
Yeah.
like really the talking stage. It's the
Yeah.
talking stage, not
Yeah.
dating. I think dating is like when it's really been a long time.
Yep.
Like
Right.
if it's been a long time and you're seeing that person and it's like they're the one you're really interested in, then like let go of like the other
Yeah.
guy, like guy
Yeah.
friends.
Lauren is right because before dating, there should be a talking stage.
Right. Before you guys decide that sure we can go on a date.
Oh, I actually have a question.
Sure.
So, Miss V, how like, what do you think? How long should the talking stage be? Like, what was it like for you?
Oh well, actually, there's no time frame because you can I know that there are people would say like, okay, let's talk for a couple of days, and sometimes you can just meet someone, and then you feel like, I've known you for all my life.
You cannot date a lot of people all at once because dating is a special thing, right? That's
Right.
cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheating.
cheat.
Don't date multiple people, but you can talk
Yeah.
to multiple people because may the best girl win, may the best woman win. You're still getting to know people. Who's the best in talking with me? Who's kinder? Who's understanding? And
Well, I've heard.
I gotta understand. I need more explanation what she's saying there. That's cheating if you're dating multiple people at the same time. But what does she consider dating? Like, are you sleeping with multiple people, or you went out to dinner with this girl, 3 times, and you went out to dinner with this girl 2 times? Is that cheating? Because you're just getting food and you're talking. It's not like you're bumping uglies.
Heard from my viewers that some of their girlfriends, they're mad at their boyfriends because they're just they're watching my channel. So I don't understand that because they're like in a relationship, but it's kind of a
they're watching because they want to treat you better. I mean, how they treat Filipino
I know.
better.
I'm giving advice on how to make your relationship.
If you're a
Yes.
Filipina and then your boyfriend is trying to watch Miss P, that's because it's for you.
They don't want
Well, maybe you shouldn't be in freaking bikinis and shit, so we won't get in trouble. How about that, girls? Huh? She gonna walk in, she gonna see this, she gonna be like, "What the hell? You look on boobies? You look on boobies on me?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm looking at some boobies, but I'm doing it for you, honey. Yours are better."
divided attention, I guess.
And that's why you need to get to know more each other so that you can build trust. Because if I'm the girl and my boyfriend is a foreigner and he's watching the Filipina P, I would appreciate that because I would say that he is trying to know me better because your contents are more on how to date a Filipina, what it's like to date a Filipina. Not unless I see my boyfriend commenting on your video that
Like saying I love
"Hey,
you.
you're so
Yeah,
cute. I
yeah,
want
that's
to
what's
be your
wrong.
boyfriend," and that's the time that I would be.
Yeah, like it's a no-no.
Yeah.
Well, why doesn't he just communicate to me and ask me what I like, and then he would just know instead of coming to our channel? Like, oh my god, he could just ask me, like, communicate. Typical man.
As a Filipina, do we follow the third date rule? Like on the third date, you're going to do the horizontal hula or the big bada boom, or like being intimate, like physically intimate. Do we do that?
I didn't even know there was a rule. I didn't even know.
Even have no idea of the third date rule.
Okay, so if you guys are not familiar with the third date rule, so when exactly is it okay to sleep with someone? How many dates is it okay to sleep with someone?
Oh my god, it's not a particular number. It's just a feeling and a connection and how drunk you are.
I think it's the day where you know that he will not leave you.
For like a month or two. So when are you gonna? You're gonna
Probably like months.
Months.
Months for me. If I wanna have a serious relationship, really.
Yeah.
isuko ang bataan when we say that in the in the Philippines because we are still pretty conservative in that manner. But how long would you say? I mean, do you follow the third date rule, or do you have rules or anything, Fritch?
No, actually, I don't have any idea of that.
Okay.
I just think it would be the right time if you two have to build a connection, build trust. And
Okay.
you can feel that there is a mutual understanding and feelings between the two of you. But for me, definitely not the first date.
Definitely not the first
Definitely.
date. How about second?
I don't know, maybe fifth or
Okay. Fifth.
Fritchie getting busy. Woo! On the 5th date. That's not that long, really. Like, you could do that in less than 4 weeks, because you might see them a couple times a week.
Onwards.
onward.
So fifth onwards for Fritchie.
I would like to debate that they should remove that rule, because what if like someone is pressured that it's a third date, I'm gonna be pressured.
It's not a real rule. It's just some generalization people made up, and it's all bullshit. People don't actually follow it. Oh my god, I feel like she's very gullible right now. She's like, hey, it's a rule? Haven't been doing it this whole time? I've broken the law. They're gonna arrest me.
Or the men will think like it's the third date, will be expecting, and then,
I
like,
don't
that,
think that third date rule like should exist.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, guys, we don't really follow the third date rule here. For me, wait, scanning my memories. Wait lang. Yeah, I think it depends on, as long as it's not rushed, it's not pressured. Because guys here, sometimes, not all, they would trick their girlfriends into giving out their virginity to them. Because like, if you really love me, you have to.
yes.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, high school, college. Have you encountered that? I mean, friends that been into that situation? Because I had at least 3.
I have. I've definitely talked to Filipinas now who had that exact experience, where the man was like, if you love me, we have to have sex to be together. And then they got it, and then they were gone shortly after. And it's kind of like, okay, men are the same everywhere. Just say anything to get sex.
That they lost their virginity.
friends.
Yeah.
Friends.
They would be pressured to just do
Especially when it comes to cheating. Like, you're not gonna give me this, so that's why I went to another girl.
it. Right, and it's your
Exactly.
fault, and you're going to blame the girl because you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. We didn't do it. You didn't allow me to pop the cherry, ladies.
Okay, I know what they're saying, and I agree, because everyone's responsible to their actions, but there is, I just negated all my preamble by saying but. When you look at cheating, though, like if you go to a therapist when you're in, let's say, couples counseling, and somebody cheated, just because, let's say, the guy cheated on the woman, they don't just sit there and say, well, it's all the guy's fault. They look at the things that the woman did as well, and they're like, look, you were doing these things, you weren't, meeting his needs or whatever, you were acting in this manner, he felt like he couldn't connect with you or whatever it is, right? Like, I'm just making something up, but they'll deconstruct it, and everybody has some responsibility. Now, the guy in this case ultimately did go and cheat, so, I mean, he's responsible for his actions. But I don't think it's fair to just say that because someone did something that the other person didn't have any involvement. Behind every bad choice, there's a series of things that got them to that place. Just like somebody who ends up on a drug addiction. It's not like they just one day they're like, I'm just going to string myself out on heroin. Like, no, there's a bunch of shitty things that happen that got them to that place where they're like, I need heroin, or I tried heroin.
The Philippines is considered a Catholic country, so why would you sleep with someone before marriage? Don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not promiscuous. It's just that sometimes it clashes. There's a lot of single moms here in the Philippines, and yet we're Catholic. It's a Catholic country, so how does that work with the dating scene?
Blasphemy! Blasphemy! There are a lot of single moms there for whatever reason. But you know what they say about them Catholic schoolgirls? Freaky deaky! Okay. Okay.
Do you think girls nowadays still believe in no sex before marriage?
I think that is
She's got tattoos. She automatically believes in sex before marriage. If you got tattoos or you smoke, you know what they say? You smoke, she smokes, she pokes. And if you got tattoos, it just means you're loose. I don't. There's got to be a rhyme for that one.
depending on how religious a person can be. Because when I grew up, I was always told to give my virginity to my husband. And unfortunately, that did not happen. But but like that's because we eventually go to our own way, depending on what our lifestyle is and our experiences is. But we have different morals. It's not. I'm a Catholic, but I'm not that religious. You know, I have my own beliefs, and that is amazing that you've waited until marriage, that you found this someone.
You're not a bad.
What did I tell you guys? She got tattoos. Were you surprised by that answer? All you people with tattoos hate me now. I'm joking, guys, but also not joking. I'm half joking.
Bad person if you had sex before marriage.
I agree.
That's the bottom
Before
line.
before I forget as well, like this is one of the reasons why teenage pregnancy is just above the rates
And
now.
single
Because
moms.
because of that concept, sex before marriage, not a lot of people agree with that. Not a lot of people still consider that. So children, because of that, the sex education is lacking so much for our youth, and especially for young women. They do not know. They are shamed, and a lot of like young children right now don't know what protections are, where to get it, or they have proper access to it because of the shaming, they won't be able to buy it because of these rules that also doesn't make sense. I mean, like Dipo Prevera, the birth control. In the
Right.
Philippines, in the States, of course, you have freedom for that,
Contraceptives.
the contraceptives. But here in the Philippines, you're only allowed to have that either you have a child or you're married. So how about those children who just wants to be
I think
safe?
it's actually like 18.
What, you can't get condoms though? Because birth control, like the pill, like messes with a woman's body. So I would, especially if you're like a teenager or like you're younger than 25, so it would be better to just use condoms.
No, here, despite being 18, you cannot get that.
Ladies, would you say that provincial Filipinos are more likely to wait until marriage? Like, you know, women from remote areas, provinces, Mindanao or Samar area.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Also,
Yeah,
because as we can see, most of the Filipinas, mostly teenagers, being pregnant are mostly from
The provinces.
the provinces. You know, not to look down, but these are the Filipinas that lack proper sex education.
Yeah.
Because instead of teaching your child to wait until marriage to have sex with people, you should teach them how to be open with contraceptives, how to normalize approaching these people and ask for the things that keeps you from becoming a young mom.
I totally agree because remote areas, most of them, they have more kids than the people in the city because aside from the fact that they don't have other things to do after dark, but they're most likely not all that educated when it comes to sex education, and some of them are very restrained or deprived. But you know, kids, when you're a young adult, hormones, like especially guys, I mean, they're always thinking about sex like every single second, I guess. I mean, that's like the most of the women.
I think all of us men can relate to being, you know, in a high school teenager and just having that random erection, and you're like in class, you're in like math class or something boring. Like it's a guy teacher, he's doing math, there's nothing hot around at all. You're just trying to get through your class and you're like, what the hell? God, why? And then the class ends and you're like, you can't stand up because you got a big boner, you don't want everyone to see. So then you're just like waiting kind of like till everyone leaves, and people are like, hey, Sean, why don't you get up? And you're like, yeah, I'll be right there. And then you take your binder and try to like position it in front of your crotch to like cover it and shit. And then you try to like reposition it in your pants so it's not just sticking straight out. random boners at inappropriate times. Why in Catholic school did they have uniforms where the girls wore miniskirts? Do they not understand what that does to boys? We don't need to be seeing all that leg. Jesus.
Here are traditional, but I don't think they would wait.
It's very like rural, and so like, you know, the people around you and like maybe your village is like only the people that you know. Like sometimes you don't even know like what is out there and like how big the world can be and like how far you can go and like meet so many other different people. Like, so sometimes their mindset can be like, this is the life and like this is what I have to settle for, and you know, they settle for maybe something just like right in their town, and then like they start their life young, and
They're like getting married. I hate to say this, but some of the parents they're just okay with it, so that they can just let go of the kids, and you know, you're someone else's problem now, and you know, sometimes they just marry their neighbors and you know, the people inside the community, because they don't know that the world is bigger than the barangay they live in. I know.
Yeah, but hold on. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you look at how we are now in society with these online dating apps and everything, and we're so connected online, we just think that there's 5 million options, and it's so hard to like pick to settle down with anybody. So if you kind of keep your pool very small and you actually like the person, it's not like you're marrying somebody you don't want to marry. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I think that it's kind of nice. It's more simple. Like,
Know that some Filipinos are very, very uncomfortable with the topics of exes and, you know, body counts, or, you know, the previous sexual relationships. Do you think it's important? How about you, Lauren?
Yeah, I think it. I don't know. Like, I think like I wouldn't judge, but I would want to know and everything, and like I think it's just important if you're gonna get like sexual too, maybe take protection and like get tested. You know, like you wouldn't want to be caught up with any like lifelong like maybe like HIVs or anything.
To be honest, I've met a lot of people in the Philippines that for them 3 is a lot.
Yeah.
3 is a lot, and 4 is like the maximum for other people. Like 3 is really a lot. So I'm like, for me 3 is a lot, depending on how many years you've been alive in this world.
Exactly.
You're telling me a 50-year-old has 3 body counts, and then that's too much? Okay.
Well, how about you? Do you think it's important?
I love how they're like 3 is a lot. It's like they clearly haven't been to Western countries. We're talking like, if you have under 10, we're like, wow, under 10? And you're only 26? You're doing really good.
If your boyfriend asks you, would you be okay telling him your body count?
Yeah, I would think it would be an important thing, because when you are serious with someone, you should be open and you should not be afraid being judged, because if you are confident that that guy really loves you, then he would accept you for who you are. Your present self, and even your past.
I don't know. I've heard of guys and even girls who, when they find out the body count, they're just like, ugh, and then they're just like, they're out. It might not be right away, but just it becomes a slow thing. They're like, you've had 15 dicks. Oh my God. And then they're just constantly thinking about it, and then they can't take it anymore and they leave.
Right.
That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
I know. Well, I don't suppose you ladies want to, you know, tell your real body count.
I said 0.
Okay, so, well, remember, guys, when it comes to women, just times 3. Or, you know, 4
Doesn't
for
work if it's
Filipino.
serious.
Okay, you guys know I usually save the adult questions for the end of this video. If you need to get the kids out of the room, now is the time. So, I get this question.
Should I take myself out of the room? I am a big kid sometimes. Dogs, get out of the room. Apparently you're my kids. You got to get out of the room now. They're not listening.
A lot, ladies. How do Filipinas feel about giving or receiving oral gratification?
Oh.
How about you, Angel?
It should be a priority.
Do you think we Filipinos
Priority?
give it to, or do we like
We
receiving it?
really love receiving, but it's not prioritized for us to be received. Like,
God, every woman says this. I haven't, like, meet a woman who says that she doesn't like receiving. That's rare. because they all like receiving. Of course, they're getting pleasure. Why wouldn't they like receiving? Like, there's no surprise here.
Like, not a lot of guys like to give. I think it should be a give and take for both the male and the female. Like, you know, like before you start the heat up, try to both do it to each other, not just one. Yeah, Filipinos love that. Filipinos love discovering things.
Oh, I have this friend in college. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like receiving. She likes giving. She doesn't like receiving because for her, in her head, that's dirty. So it's like what? I'm a pleaser. I always make sure that my man is happy.
Yes.
Because when my man is happy, me is happy.
Yes.
So that's for my, for me. How about you,
I'd
Fridge?
go with that. I'm a pleaser.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
I'm a
really.
pleaser.
Yeah, I'm a pleaser as well.
How about
But I
you,
think
Lauren?
I've been a
No.
pleaser too much.
Okay.
Too much.
Yeah, I want to be pleased.
You want to be pleased?
Selfish. Lauren is selfish. She wants to be pleased. Oh my God. Don't you know you're supposed to please your man? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Okay.
Sure.
Nothing wrong with being pleased. Okay.
But
so
definitely, yeah, equal.
I wanna be
Always
pleased again.
consent. You know, if you want to be like, be open, like to say what you want. and
right.
everything.
So do we locals, do it much? Do you think it's a normal thing? I know for women like us who are more, open-minded in that scenario, do you think an average person, do they do it a lot? Because I know for an older generation, they don't do that much. I have one of my aunts said that she doesn't know how to do it. And her husband wants to do it. It's just that she was so surprised because she was raised very, very conservatively. Do you think in this age and, in this day and age, do you think locals do that more? Because obviously there are a lot of ways to learn to do that now,
Yeah,
more prevalent.
especially in like
What do you gotta learn? It's just try. Then the guy will tell you it's good or it isn't. Why do people make shit so complicated? Just communicate. Communication solves all things.
the modern world where you can have access to porn. I
Yeah.
guess,
It's
yeah.
part of the ritual.
It's part of the ritual now.
You shouldn't be watching porn to get it because then you're gonna be like deep throating and shit. You're like, oh my God, she's spitting up all over it. Ah, how is she taking it so deep? It's just gonna go. This could go real down some big rabbit holes. So I lay back on the bed and he just shoves it in. He just pile drives me. maybe start with something light and easy first.
Okay. Yeah, I would say so. I think younger generation, I think that's
So we're getting more open-minded.
okay.
The women should be compensated with like a gift or something.
We have to be compensated.
Like
Equal
some way.
pay. Equal
Yeah,
pay.
equal.
Equal pay.
Compensated. Spoken like a true Western woman. She's learnt well. Well, guys, that was a fun video. Of course, Filipina P does a great job, and she ends on the funny stuff. So, hey, I'll take it. If you guys enjoyed that, please like and subscribe. If not, still please like and subscribe. If you didn't even watch the video at all, please still like and subscribe. You know what the best thing you guys should do? Make multiple fake accounts and like and subscribe to all my videos. Well, subscribe once to my channel and then like all my videos. Alright, thanks guys. We'll see you later. Have a good one.